Next, to address all of you, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the Urological Society of India, Dr. Lalith Shah.
Good evening, everyone. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's my proud privilege as President Urological Society of India to welcome you all to this great event, 25th anniversary of SLAUS 2024. And I must compliment Dr. Manjula, Dr. Kalana, and his entire team for an excellent learning and sharing experience for not only for the Sri Lankan people, but even for many of the other things all over the world. I have been asked to deliver a 10-minute talk on something which is related to urology, but not Urology Academy. So I have selected a subject which is very close to my heart, is the urology awareness. When we say about urology awareness, it basically means that about the early diagnosis of the treatment, symptoms of this one, and not only that, which may not be very relevant in Sri Lanka as on today, but in India it is more relevant about who is a urologist. See, we all understand, and I am very convinced, and I am sure each one in the audience must be thoroughly convinced, that every urological patient deserves the best possible treatment. And the best possible treatment can only be provided by a qualified urologist. But whether we like it or not, whether we accept it or not, the fact of the matter remains. I'm talking about the Indian scenario. Probably the things may be a little different, but not too much different in various parts of the country. That more than 50% of the patients are not reaching to a urologist. It is only because of the poor urological awareness. So it is our bounden duty as a urologist, as well as a Society of Urology, so as to increase the urology awareness in the public and in the society, so that more and more patients would be reaching to the urologist and ultimately getting the best possible treatment. We all can understand that early diagnosis would lead to a better treatment. Prevention is better than cure. So if you would see most of the patients, even all the urologists in whatever limited capacity that have, and the societies also to a certain extent, would always be doing part of urological awareness about the symptoms of the diseases, when they should contact urologist and all that, but it is still not very sufficient. 40 years ago, when I passed out my urology training in 1983, in whole of India, we were about 600-700 urologists only. But today, in 2024, every year, more than 500 urologists are getting into the urology pool. All right, so initially it was required that most of the urologists were concentrated in the metropolitan cities. So second tier and third tier cities were not having the services of the urologist. But as on today, each and every second tier and third tier city is having the urologist. So every patient deserves that he should be treated by a urologist. Like I said, more than half the patients do not reach to the urologist. They are going either to the quacks or to the so-called parallel medical system of Ayurvedic, Unani, and homeopathy and all this. Or maybe they are going to, you can say, so-called underqualified urologists, I mean MBBS people or the general surgeons and all that. Maybe 30, 40 years ago, that was the thing because there were not sufficient number of urologists. But as on today, it is there. And I can understand probably in Sri Lanka, the situation may not be as compared to in India as on today. But it's only a matter of time because the number of urologists, qualified urologists in Sri Lanka would also grow. And then it is our bounden duty that we make both the ends meet. The patient should be aware so that he reaches to the urologist, and urologist should be able to serve the patients because that is very, very important. To increase this, everybody is doing at a particular level to whatever extent is there. This year, in 2024, on 13th October, Urological Society of India took an initiative and had a Urological Awareness Day national. So that time, all over the country, at many places, the press conferences were held, the radio talks, whosoever were able to connect to the radio interviews were there, TV interviews were there, and of course, everybody did what nowadays social media is a very, very important aspect. So everybody on the social media profile were putting all these things and the awareness teaching program. So I would request and urge each and every member over here of the Urological Society, as an individual, as a society, both ways, to take part and improve on to whatever extent is possible to increase the urological awareness, because that will be a great service to the humanity, not only as an individual, also as a society, and moreover, to our junior colleagues. Otherwise, they would hardly be getting any patients, and the patients will be going somewhere else. So this is with the folded hand, I request all of you to try your best for the urological awareness. That would be our great service to humanity and mankind. Thank you. Thank you very much.